I assume we're going to see a little bit less of it in the jungle. The clear isn't as fast, but I wouldn't be surprised if the prio just stayed up once people have been practicing it and it looks really strong in the hands of some of our players. Maybe it stays banned a little bit longer. Azir is still up. Will Azir be banned? If so, Varus is available this time around. So one of them will be up and Waybo will have first pick. You could leave them both open and AL will. So
Smart.
Which one are Waybo taking?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. I don't think that Xiaohu has had a particularly great run on the Azir, so I'm with the Varus here. Give it over to Elk. Not going to be that late game scaler that we're looking for, but that early game impact. Side note, we have seen Zika not play a tank today. Who knows? Maybe he brings it out in the top lane. We've seen Hoya do it down over in Perseverance.
I think we have to. Cassante, Ornn are still up. Rek'Sai is up, but no Renekton. Like, you could go Jax, but Zehen, I don't know. I really would love... I know people might disagree. I would like Cassante Ornn this game. Like, I would like some tank topsides with the amount of damage and carry potential that is coming out of the bot and mid of both these teams so far. The MF locked away here for some team fight potential. There's a lot of damage already on the table, and I would imagine that Elk is going to have to go lethality Varus this game, just as of how the draft is going already. Nocturne swept up by Weibo, and Akali instantly.
I really
Silas
like
is
this. We're looking to cut vision here. He did good call out. Yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, but I do think that this is good. This is good by Waybo. Again, you just try to use vision tricks to beat out on AL. I think anytime that you could hide what you're looking to do, you can give your carry some extra safety. It'll be big. We're gonna see Rakan get locked in here. So we're looking for AL to pair up Kael with some sort of dive buddy coming out of top or jungle.
And my mistake. The Azir is already picked. The Akali is into the Azir, of course. Means that the lane is really tough, but the side lane, Xiaohu can find Shanks either in a side lane, in a long lane, or roaming through the jungle. He would be able to solo kill Shanks out. So now, with the Rakan locked in, the Nautilus not available, no Poppy in the game either, as that was picked in game 1. So Rakan gets a lot more value here. The Renata ban is to protect away for the Rakans. I like this setup here. You could ban away like a Rel or a Leona. So that will be the option here. I mean, what's available here for Erha? I mean,
Seraphine, honestly. I think Seraphine
that's actually not a bad call.
A lot of work, because you can extend your ultimate through Nocturne. You can, this Rakan gets to the back line. You force Misfortune to move. There's a lot of moving parts, but if your ultimates hit well, you're hitting some of these key targets. It looks good.
I like this. More initiation, more setup and damage around this Azir and the MF. I think that Elk was protected a lot last game, but if you can draft something that goes in onto Elk, I'm going to wait. Neferi?
Right.
I was going to talk about the fact that we haven't seen Jiejie in a while, but it is the Neferi, so not as much CC, not as much engage, a bit more poke, and the ability to go in, sure, but I think we really need something in the top side that has CC. A Jax would be great. A Cassante would be great for Flandre. You mentioned the Rek'Sai earlier, an option as well for this top side.
We see this Jin hover.
Is it Varus top?
If it's Varus top, I mean, this will allow
Flandre
to go pick it, and it is. Again, I saw the read, Jbetto. I was like, Zika hasn't played a tank. You know what? He's just going to pick the Varus himself. Whoa. Okay. We're overcooking here. We're not locking that in. So this Jin lock-in, I think, is quite interesting, because now you get to leverage the Varus poke that you're going to have in some of these fights to land these roots with Jin, and then you'll have good follow-up from there. I think we need something a little bit more CC to tie it together. I think this Leona's a good option.
This is the only thing that makes sense. Great with Jin, stops the MF. What do you have? The Varus is blind. It was revealed here because AL have counterpick. Kennen, something ranged. You could go an Ornn or a Cassante for a weak side, but you get smashed. Especially if this is like the AP version of Varus top with the Dusk and Dawn, you get one shot. Sejuani
the classic
top?
Sedge top? That's a
Are we
Flandre
going
special.
Sedge top?
That's
oh
a Flandre
my
special.
god, we are cooking!
Now, are we sure? Is it maybe Neferi top? I don't know. We have no idea.
Surely not. Is it actually?
No way we're cooking this hard.
I'm gonna wait.
Did they read?
I know the...
Did they read that was gonna be Varus top? Or did they just decide like, hey, Flandre said, I can have Neferi, don't worry. I think Jbetto,
They have until 20 seconds to swap.
Top.
We don't have the timer, but we have the little bar. Whenever 20 seconds is passed, it is going to be Neferi top lane for Flandre in Game 3 against Varus top. Welcome to 2026. Who said the meta was boring? If you said it was boring, you weren't here. I was here where Flandre picked Neferi top against Varus top in the LPL.
Dude, imagine going back in time to like, I don't know, even like 3 or 4 years ago and just telling someone, yeah, in the LPL, in like a game that determines if a team is going to go to playoffs, we're seeing them pick Varus top. Oh, wow, I guess they picked it into a tank. Or what did they pick on the other side? Oh, yeah, they decided to pick Neferi up there. Like, what? That is crazy. I don't think I've ever seen Flandre play this champion before. I think this
Has there ever been a global Neferi top?
That's
like,
a great question.
If one of our stats here, if anyone in the staff is listening and has time to look that up, can someone please find, like, go to goal.gg and tell us, has there ever been a Neferi top in Tier 1 Pro? Yanni, Game 3, West Arden.
This is crazy. All right, so we've gotten the inside info that he has been practicing the Neferi top a little bit, so we'll have to see. Here comes to fruition. The Jiejie's reigning true.
All right, let me have a look. Our lovely producer, shout out Icefire, has linked us like an op.gg of Flandre playing Neferi top a few times here.
He's 2-1.
He goes full lethality too. Full lethality Neferi.
With
Actually,
Ignite,
this game he's got Zeke's convergence. What is happening?
Wait, he did build Zeke's in that game. What the? This guy just
Sometimes
loves Zeke's.
Bastion Breaker. Yeah, Bastion Breaker one game here. Full lethality one game, and this one has an Axiom Arc and Zeke's convergence. My man wanted to ult. Look, I don't know what we're going to be playing. I can't read this, but I'm assuming that says the first
I think
ever.
that says the first, yes. Usually they have a record next to it, or they have a player that the last player to play it. So we'll see how this shakes out. All of a sudden, this top lane has been thrown in some insane flux here. I do think it's going to be hard for Flandre to kind of try and get these solo kills. But I imagine that side laning later on in the game is going to be really scary for Zika. And he is a guy that has been exposable.
Looks like here we are being told that this is the first ever Neferi top in Tier 1. I'll have to make sure we get that confirmed, but I would imagine that is the case. I do now get to talk about the fact that we haven't been seeing Sejuani a ton. The champion's really fun. It's really great. I haven't seen it for a long while. This is an all-in.
Oh, the dogs are barking. Taking Zika down to half HP.
I mean, this virus has TP and Flash. So no cleanse when Tarzan hits level 6. If that happens before this Flash comes back up, Zika is very, very volatile in this top lane.
Get him, Xiaohu. Looking to get that last
good trade.
Q off there. Yeah, looking pretty good for him so far into the melee versus ranged. Got to be feeling good if you're Xiaohu.
I wonder how... Okay, so it's the first in the LPL, second of all time Neferi top in Tier 1, which is insane. We're making records here in 2026. Who would have thought there was still stuff to be played from champions who had been in the game for a while, but Flandre has been cooking in the lab this Neferi top, and he feels like this is the game to bring it up. Maybe this is a thing that, you know, when certain conditions are met, we are diving. No flash on Varus. We're diving here.
Jiejie is
we're not.
sprinting up to this top side. Just trying to protect his top laner. It looks like that recall will go through. This will delay Jiejie just a little bit. And anything that you can do to kind of slow down the Nocturne from hitting level 6 is wise. You've seen engage in the bot lane. Hope gets stunned up. He's going to be forced to cleanse. we're seeing Elk and Erha do some solid damage.
Now cleanse forced out of her. Both our AD carries here have cleanse for the amount of CC that's in this game, and Hope losing his means that at level 6 again, but this time for Waybo there is an option, a hole to poke into in the bot side. MF is pretty susceptible to the Nocturne ganks as well, but man, I just want to camera lock me top. I just want to see how this matchup, like Varus Neferi top is what we're getting here. What a matchup. I would imagine that the poke from Neferi is really nice into Varus, but if Zika can hit the ult, even then actually, I'm trying to figure out this matchup in my head as this game goes. Like if Neferi holds W, and this is an AP Varus variant, which PTA tells me it is, normally that's how the build goes. Even if you hit by Chains of Corruption, if you just W the Q, you're never hit with enough damage from Zika to actually die.
Jbetto, you're an AD carry player, as you said earlier, right? If you were playing Varus, would you be happy to play against a Neferi, yes or no?
I mean, I would never play in Varus top because I'm not a range top abuser. But I know, I just had to clarify.
Yeah,
no,
I didn't say top. I just said overall.
No, look, normally, Yanni, the reason I say that is because I'm normally babysat by my support. I'll be honest about my AD carry. You know, I like having a support with me. I wouldn't be that fussed if I had a support with me, but this looks scary.
There's going to be support on the top side. The Hound's pursuit. Tarzan coming in over the top. It's first blood for Flandre.
Yeah, Zika not happy with that one. You hope that this was a trump card. You had something up your sleeve, this Varus top, that it looked like it was Varus bot.
Oh, look at Flandre.
What the heck just happened? That is... I'm sorry. That is... that is unacceptable. Yeah, that is unacceptable. What happened? How? He's dead. You can't have aggro.
Oh, Emperor's Divide, but a nice dodge there from Xiaohu. Trying to get locked up. We'll have to use his perfect execution away. So gank attempt foil.
Well, yeah, Zika without the babysitting of his support. Like, what I was going to say is, you think that this is a really nice, you know, bait and switch, but then Flandre comes out with a Neferi. Does he just walk in and, like, what happens? Brother. He has flash. Just flash.
I guess he thought
the kill means nothing anymore.
I guess he thought he was going to get executed at that point.
Maybe. Okay. Fair play to Flandre if that's what he thought. Like, oh, my bad. Okay. I want to keep flash up, but maybe he thought that too. Okay. Unlucky. Unlucky. Unlucky.
I don't know if that's what I thought.
From Flandre. But you can't have that happen because you just got a kill against Zika. You were up a bunch of gold. You shoved in the wave. You were going to get a plate. Now Zika's back in control of the lane. He has the gold lead again.
Now, for how long, right? I mean, I do think that Flandre can really win 1v1s fairly easily. Again, this is a champion that is a little squishy. Erha looking to go in on Hope. Good flash from Elk there. Fourth shots abound. And Hope has realized that he is dead. Elk getting the kill.
Look at the cleanse timer too on Hope. Erha doesn't have level 6, so they know we have to make the punish now. As that cleanse, it's 10 seconds away right now before the cleanse comes back up. The punish from Waybo comes in. The all-in is great. They find a window. And for the top side, I mean, Zika has tank boots, so the trades are going to be a lot harder for Flandre to find massive positives out of. And he has flash up again. So even if they go for another play...
Oh!
Yeah, there's the W interaction that I was talking about. But here comes the paranoia. Maybe Jiejie will be spotted out on the ward and decide not to go for it. Flandre has flash available, but this wave is going to be pushed in. Grubs will be started up by Waybo as looks like Erha has rotated up.
Jiejie going to be targeted out with the Hound's Pursuit. Turns the lights off. Where is he going to go? Or are they just going to try to turn around Erha with a great roam? And they will turn it on to Flandre's head. But here comes Kael trying to save the day. Knockup is there. But Jiejie wants to get back in this fight. Good kiting from Zika as he's found the double kill. And Kael's going to get feared. That's a triple kill for the Weibo Gaming top laner.
The game has been completely flipped on its head. AL feel very unsure 2 will miss. Okay, I don't think he knew where Hope was going. No vision there, obviously. But yeah, that looked a bit goofy.
Did you see him pop the emote? Oh, it's such a good emote.
He wasn't happy with that one. But for AL, the flub from Flandre and the top side. But look at this. So the anti-synergy from Flandre and Tarzan. It looks like Tarzan wants to go away, but Flandre says, no, go back in. And then the stun doesn't happen onto Jiejie. And then a really nice combo on the Flandre from Erha. It's all over the place from AL right now, Yanni.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a great room from Erha. He just got there first, and I think that was the big difference maker in that fight. And now we're going to see a game where Zika gets a ton of resources. He's really far ahead. He is going to have to be the one who is driving this team forward in these team fights with this damage. Up 1.7k gold. We've got a minute until the next dragon is up. But right now, Weibo Gaming are got to be feeling good right now. The impact has been made with that first Nocturne ultimate. Tarzan hasn't been able to do much outside that one top gank.
And what's the gold lead for Zika? We haven't seen it. 1.2k after that start where Zika goes down. He has no flash. Flandre gets the potential to get some plates. It's that mistake where he dies into that triple kill. And now Zika has 1,000 gold up on Flandre. I wish we could stop seeing these graphics so I could see what items Zika has, because I think that's really important. My friend actually did spend all money on getting rolls for that, and it took him 80 rolls to get the skin. So big ups to that.
Max Pity.
Max win over here. But Zika's building into the Dusk and Dawn. I love this cover from Erha. Waybo know the only way that AL take their fights in this early game is by shutting down the Varus top. It is a beautiful cover. It's face up by Erha. He's standing in the middle of the wave saying, no, you're not allowed to do this. This is more what I like. I'm much happier. Yanni, you asked me earlier. Much happier. Up 1,000 gold on Varus against Neferi with my support doing this.
Yeah, and my jungler too. They're looking for the reverse. And Flandre is left alone on an island. He does have his flash available as well, but he might just go down with the ship here. There's that W, trying to get away, flashes the Zenith Blade. Now Tarzan looking for the turnaround here. Now they're going to target out Jiejie here. Jiejie trying to escape. Great solar flare. Jiejie down to half. There's that Chains of Corruption on top of it as well. It's a big stun. Here comes Shanks, but the lights are out. You can't see anything. Great Emperor's Divine. He finds him through the blindness, but Jiejie goes back in, and Xiaohu is ready to join the party. 3v3, but these health bars are starting to get chunked out. Xiaohu says, I want more. I have shown up to the fight. Still has that perfect execution, but he won't be able to use it.
Well, how the matchup goes, Yanni, for Neferi, Varus in the top lane is everyone paths top all game, and we fight non-stop to get gold on both members. Both first items have been finished. It's the Eclipse from Flandre and the Dusk and Dawn, this new item that has made this build a reality and has pushed AP Varus top not into the meta, but into the conversation. I know that in solo queue,
this is definitely into the meta, brother. We have seen
it's
enough.
One game.
What do you mean it's one game? Hoya has played so much of it already.
And Hoya is 100% dictating all the meta as well.
Listen, okay, that guy might be an all-pro down in Perseverance.
This is the first game in Group Ascend, but it's dominating. It's dominating solo queue. It's being nerfed this Varus Gaming because of its presence in pro play as well as this build, and we are seeing it bleed through into a few games of top lane, I will say, and the Neferi top is an answer, I guess, but I'm not sure. With this gold discrepancy, Zika at this part, like Tarzan is just saying, we give two dragons. It's Hex Dragon and Infernal Dragon. I'm giving them so that we can go back topside and look for more.
You're going to go help out, get this dragon done a little bit faster. The second dragon of the game going over to Waybo here at around the 13.5-minute mark. Very, very important to get those dragons as early as you can.
Another cover from Erha here. After the Scryer's Bloom was procced, procced. Goodness. Erha and Jiejie both come up to the top side, but Tarzan, I really thought he was going to do something in top, but no. It's just AL letting Zika have this lane, and Waybo continue to cover 2 dragons. It's a Chemtech Soul. Not the most valued this game. It will make Erha very tanky, and Zika and Xiaohu and Elk won't, you know, die as quickly, but it's not an Infernal Soul, not a Cloud Soul, not a Hextech Soul. Ones that would have made this AP Virus top very, very scary. More than he already is. 1.5k gold. I will say, this is a game that Zika kind of needs to pop off on. The AP Virus build, the way that it works is you ult someone, you get 3 stacks of passive on them, and they get 1 shot. But that's all the damage you have. You have a little bit of play with the attack speed from Dusk and Dawn, and maybe if he's going to go like a Nash's later. Not sure what the build is completely.
Hold on.
Shanks
First
finds
of
it
all,
ult.
under Xiaohu here. Tarzan was nearby. Perfect execution. Will not get him out. It is a kill for Shanks. We have 7 seconds until the Rift Herald, and it does not look like Waybo is in position for this. So they will not be able to punish on the other side of the map.
Both supports just constantly covering this top side.
Oh, yeah. Erha can find himself in a bit of a tricky scenario. Hold on. Hope might be in trouble. Here's the curtain call with the bullet time in response. We've seen something very similar to this a little while ago. Shanks gonna go right after Jiejie here. He's got that big attack speed because the Bandle
That's a lot of damage.
The Bandle Pipes was built by Tarzan, so anytime you're near him, you're gonna get that buff.
Yeah, the Sejuani hasn't been played a ton, so haven't really seen her new builds. Bandle Pipes and this Protoplasm Harness, I think that's what the name is.
Yep.
Really nice juke there from Hope in the mid lane, but Zika is turned this lane into a bit of a kingdom here. Alk will visit up, sorry, Alk, Kael will visit up to the top lane here. Alk is definitely not visiting up to the top lane right now. He is probably watching, maybe asleep. Kael will not go for the gank, unfortunately.
You might have
for
just
AL.
scared him.
I think that Waybo are in a great position here. I mean, Shanks has a ton of gold on this Azir. Finishes the Nashes, but if Zika he's going Nashes now too, so he will one-shot anybody with this build later on, and he has a decent amount of attack speed to actually hit in the fights too.
That's true. He does need to step up, though. This is his game to carry. Again, we have noted that the solo laners of Waybo have not been up to par compared to the rest of the team. I think Jiejie, Elk, and Erha have played much better over the course of the season so far. So this has to be the game for Zika. Teleport coming in. Flandre wants to show up to this fight. 5,000 HP on this Rift Herald. Weibo Gaming getting stuck in the pit. More teleports coming in. Now our mid laners are going to join the party. She just still has that Paranoia. We're going to go in. Paranoia is up, but it's already too late. They've already found their members. Jiejie trying to get to this backline. There's a lot of damage as Kael is dead. Elk trying to run from Flandre, but Flandre will run him down as the carries of Waybo will run it down the AL mid laner. Curtain call coming out. 1 shot, 2 shot, and Flandre will fall. Xiaohu is the one picking him up. It's a 4-for-1. Weibo Gaming win the fight.
The team fight isn't actually about this Varus and this Neferi at all. It's the dive from Weibo. It's so fast, and there is a ton of damage from the Paranoia from Jiejie, the dive from Xiaohu, and from Erha too. So Kael is actually the one who goes in first here. Great knock-up, but there's not enough damage, right? Xiaohu doesn't get hit by the shuffle, so it's only this support that dies. And then there is so much damage coming in from Elk on the side here, Xiaohu and Jiejie on the front side. Zika doesn't really do anything. He's zoned away by Sejuani, but the dive is so well played, and AL fall apart.
Great coordination there from Jiejie and Xiaohu, immediately recognizing we must kill Shanks. I really thought that fight was not going to go as well as it did for Weibo Gaming, especially after the start that AL had through the Paranoia. But AL down, not quite out. They want to go fight over this dragon. It's going to be a Chemtech Soul for this game. Erha immediately going to be the target of good chunks coming out. He's going to eat a lot of these ultimates, flashing out, slowing up Flandre as Zika continues to hold the front line. keeping them away for the moment. 3,000 HP and still dropping. Tarzan once in, paranoia used. Xiaohu looking to get to this backline. Charm is out, but look at all the damage. He's just dead, and now it's time to go in Emperor's Divide just to keep him away, and he will be denied. Erha falls, but Xiaohu is looking to clean things up. Shanks is low, and you can't be protected for that long as the shots ring true. It's a double kill for Zika.
Yanni, I think the game is just done. We're Chemtech Soul Point, 5,000 gold in the lead, and this is not a game where, oh, the 5,000 gold is a bit, you know, oh, it doesn't really matter. The fights don't look even remotely close. AL have no chance in here in these fights. They can't channel bullet time. Shanks can't do anything in these fights either. The Akali pick is doing so much work on the front line. Xiaohu is diving in so aggressive. AL are late here. They get chunked on the front line. It doesn't matter that Erha's late. Oh, sorry, chunked here. It doesn't matter that he's low. He repositions here. And after the dragon is secured, look at how low Tarzan is. So immediately, Xiaohu goes in. And Kael can't do anything with this engage. It hits onto Erha. He's gone. And then both Jiejie and Xiaohu just send it into the backline, and the chase is on. There is too much damage on Waybo.
The biggest concern for me, Flandre wasn't able to do anything in that fight. When you get behind on a tank or, you know, one of these champions that he typically likes to play that is to make an impact in these fights, that you can at least go in, maybe get in a little bit of damage, but try to get your CC down. Your only job as the Neferi is to assassinate people, and he had a big fat 0 in the damage department for that fight, was doing cardio, just running back and forth. There was no way in.
In these team fights as well, hang on, hold that thought. Blue buff has been stolen away. Oh, sorry, actually it was secured by Waybo, not stolen away.
So blast plan out. Erha says, hey, we're not going to let them go that easily. Tarzan's going to be the one to get engaged on. Paranoia is out. It looks like Tarzan on the front line will fall. Or have Kael getting charmed up here, trying to get to that back line, but he's dead. Now, bullet time coming through. Xiaohu very low, gets shut down by Flandre.
It's a good kill, and we'll put some gold in this Neferi's pockets, but Waybo don't feel like they got enough. They use the Herald in bot, and it will net them this bot lane turret as well as at least a charge on this tier 2. So more plates going over to Waybo.
Emperor's Divide coming out, just trying to hold the line.
The full tower too.
As upright as he can. This turret, it's going down slow. You don't have any more minions left, but they will squeeze all the toothpaste out of the tube. Meanwhile, Hope picking one up here in the mid lane, but he's commanding 6,000 gold lead, nearing the 22-minute mark for Weibo Gaming.
And in these team fights, Yanni, okay, maybe the Neferi is good in lane against the virus, but look at these items. Zika has tank boots, which is really nice against the auto attackers from AL. And he's got the double like on-hit Varus, like this AP on-hit version, right? The Dusk and Dawn and the Nash is going into a Seekers to protect him from the engage. Flandre has an Eclipse, and that's it. He does nowhere near as much in these team fights. If he was really far ahead, again, if they didn't mess up around that, if Flandre didn't die to the turret and then subsequently give Zika a triple kill, the lane might have been a bit more winning from Flandre, and he'd be able to build his own gold lead up, continuously dive Zika, put him behind. But now, it doesn't matter how good the matchup might have been. Black Cleaver and Eclipse, he's finished 2 items, but I really don't see it.
You know, Top Esports is cursing Flandre's name right now. Why did you pick Neferi top? As Top Esports are watching at home, seeing their hopes of getting top 4 slipping away. Remember, if Weibo Gaming wins this series, they lock themselves to that top 4. They get to avoid Knight's Road. AL, you know, they're just trying to hang on and secure that #1 seed, and this makes it a little bit harder for them to be able to do so. So there is still a lot for them to play for. They have not looked like the team that we expected today. I think that Game 1 win was a good indication of they might not have been on their A game today.
And they Really haven't shown up to this full series, Yanni. This Chemtech Soul is up. We've got flashes across the board, but AL have been struggling against the dive from Waybo. If they're not quick enough here, the dragon will simply be gone. This might just be a repeat of the last dragon, though.
All right, we'll see what happens. Weibo Gaming are a little split here. A little time coming across. They're still split. Paranoia's out. Erha
There's just no damage.
Everybody's still pretty healthy on AL. Flandre going in, but he can't get to Erha. He finally does. Zika's on the backside. He's got to flash out of there, and he goes up just a little bit too far. And now it's a 4v3. Weibo Gaming have to run for the hills. They lost the dragon, and they're losing the fight right now. Hope flashing forward, puts himself on the other side, gives his life for it, but it's Xiaohu against 3, desperately trying to get back to the turret. They dive him and get the job done. That is an ace for anyone's legend. TES can rejoice at home.
An unreal fight from AL. Tarzan steals the dragon. Zika is killed instantly. And Flandre, I was not familiar with your game. He zones everybody away from this fight. This looks terrible to start with. It looks exactly the same as the last one. There's just no damage. But Flandre goes in with his ulti on the Erha and provides infinite space for his team. Jiejie smite so early, but Flandre is winning 1v4 here. The Neferi does so much work. Zika is caught and dies, and then AL on the chase. 1,000 gold to Hope. AL say not yet.
As Zika was just completely split off. He had flash available to try to flash over that thick wall to rejoin his team in the river, but elected to stand and fight where he was, and then he burns his flash anyway. So this is a critical mistake, and you know, as mentioned, Hope cashes in for it. He's up 2,000 gold now, and the gold differential is less than 1,000. In the blink of an eye, anyone's legend can just go back and lock in to being the best team in the league. All it takes is one fight, and this team can turn anything, Jbetto.
And Hope has GA as well. It's a massive team fighting tool now. AL probably won't be able to get Soul, but if they can keep denying Waybo from getting the Soul, they do have a ton of late game scaling with this Azir. I am so shocked at how much Flandre did in that fight. Winning 1v4, getting a kill, providing that much space, and Zika got caught. He has no flash. Waybo are starting the Baron. They do a lot of damage with this AP. Varus, AL need to get in.
They have no idea that they're on vision right now because that ward was placed outside of the pit. AL is very well aware that this is going on. Shanks has joined the team. Xiaohu is completely cut off right now as Weibo Gaming have to pull off. Now Shanks is going to attack Xiaohu, forces him away once again. And anyone's legend have control of Weibo's topside jungle.
And the full vision control as well. All AL need to do is go back into the pit to sweep out some of those pink wards in. And it looks like Flandre is doing that. The gold lead in jungle is completely irrelevant. Sejuani has 3 items, and they're important team fighting items. That's it. And Nocturne is not a team fight scaler. It doesn't matter that he's up 1.2k gold. In fact, he's going GA sure, but these items are more expensive, so Tarzan has the item advantage. It's all on Zika with this gold lead. He has the Zhonya's completed. He has these 2 AP fighter items, the Dusk and Dawn alongside the Nash's Tooth as well. Waybo fully giving control of Baron to set up around the dragon, but AL spot that out, and they threaten a Baron of their own. There is a ward there in the river, so Waybo know that this is not an option just yet for AL. It is a fake, and AL are simply hiding in the shadows.
Minute and 15 seconds until this dragon is up. You know Waybo want to get it, secure that soul because of the way that these fights have gone. That extra power you'll get is pretty big. Tarzan coming through, sees Erha go over the wall. Erha trying to escape. They're going to tag him up, stun him up. You know Hope's got a lot of damage too. Bullet time coming in over the top, and Erha can't escape. Lights are out, and who's home? They're going to try to get on top of the 80 carry, but JJ's got to find his way out. Meanwhile, Xiaohu gets the backside. Empress Divine. Zika's down. Elk is on the backside, and so is Xiaohu. They're split off. Weibo Gaming can't link up. Guess who's going down? It's Jiejie, and it's another ace for AL. All the way back, and they're shoving in to maybe end the game.
AL with the With the 2026 tower changes, Yanni, I don't think it's possible because of how tanky these turrets are. But AL, pull it back. I want to say, I have to imagine what Hope did was intentional. He gets hit by the Chains of Corruption and doesn't cleanse. He waits until Zika fires the arrow, then he cleanses and dodges it because he knows where it's going. So it's a catch, first of all, on the Erha. Look, he takes the... And then he cleanses and moves up as the arrow comes out. And that's all of Zika's damage. He goes into Zhonya's. He's still not hitting. And then he's instantly killed as Shanks goes in here with the Emperor's Divide. AL have pulled this game back. There was one fight where Waybo can't get it done. The 4th shot doesn't even break through Hope's GA. Baron has been taken by AL. But the soul is on the board from Waybo, and it's going down fast.
Here's Tarzan. He's in the back of the pit right now. They're trying to make a fast play. They're going to go after Tarzan. Big knock up on the front side. Look who's on the back side. It's Flandre. And now he's looking for Zika next. Dragon is secured by Waybo, but I'm not sure it's enough. They don't have the health bars. Erha's on the bottom side, dying to Flandre. The only man left standing is Zika.
Neferi top does so much. Oh my goodness. One-shots this Jin, and Zika can't do anything but watch. He will die, and Waybo will only get the dragon. AL as 5 lose the soul, but they'll win the series and deny Waybo access to playoffs just yet.
What a bag fumble by Weibo Gaming. AL just turned it on and ran them over in the last few fights. 21 kills to 20, a 30.5-minute affair. And what an awesome series this was, Jbetto. A 2-1 AL win. Somehow, some way, despite everything, it's still AL.
Flandre played so well after that abysmal start. He gets the solo, not the solo kill, gets the kill, dies to the tower, dies to a triple kill, gives Zika 1.5k gold. Zika ends up being 3,000 gold up. It looks so over. It's Chemtech Soul Point and the one fight. Tarzan steals the Drake and Flandre zones so much away. In all of those fights, he just bid his time and waited. The Neferi top did so much work.
I mean, it did. Like, later on in the game, obviously early on, it was not good. He was, I think, 1-4-1 at one point. He finished the game, I think, 6-5-6 or something like that, Jbetto. Like, it was a really strong comeback. And, you know, if you could point to one moment in this game where Waybo lost it, it was the positioning of Zika in that dragon fight. That dragon fight where they were split against the wall. Yeah. It was 3 on one side, 2 on the other. Anyone's Legend came together as a cohesive unit, and that's where they were able to turn the game around. Weibo Gaming had it in their clutches, but breathe life into top esports. Their ears perk up and they go, we have a shot. We can get to the top half.
Yeah. That is a massive important part. I think top esports play against JDG.
Yes, they do tomorrow.
So it is an uphill battle, but Waybo were this close from making playoffs, from making top 4, from locking that in, and they can't get it done. AL, again, an iffy early game. Their game 2 was great, but they haven't looked too much like themselves in this series, but they pull it back with some great team fighting. This team fights incredibly well. They did that in 2025. They continue to do so this year, but I'm not going to lie. When I knew I was going to do this cast this morning, I did not know we were going to be getting a Game 3 Neferi versus Varus, but my expectations are up here, team, so I'm going to need to continue to hit that, please. That was incredibly exciting.
That was so awesome. I mean, it's so weird how that game went, right? You just had this large lead for Zika, and he wasn't able to convert it. And again, this is a scenario that we've talked about where Weibo Gaming solo laners haven't quite lived up to the rest of the team. I think a big reason why this team is are where they are in their standings and why they're looking to be the last ones to get in are because of that. And, you know, this has to be a game that Zika's really going to want back. And for Weibo Gaming as a whole, it almost feels like you are forced every game to make it the Elk Show.
And, I mean, Jin had a ton of gold this game, right? After that fight, Hope got 1,000 gold by getting that flash last hit kill onto Elk. I feel like game 1 is on the Kai side. It's incredible. Game 2 is doable on the Sivir, but the Jin is not enough of a hyper carry. We invested all of our tools in draft into Zika in the top lane, and Elk is on a supportive AD carry. Maybe it would have been a better choice to give Elk the Varus, but at the end of the day, Waybo had that game. They were in control, and they dropped it.
Fumbled the bag, Jbetto. They really did. All right, Jbetto. Who's your MVP for this game? Because I don't even know who to give it to at this point.
I think it's Flandre.
I think so too, but I mean,
Shanks played incredibly well.
Yeah,
he does go under the radar a lot.
Hope later on in that game was
That's
great.
true. I think the like when judging what makes an MVP for me is like impact in the game, not just like in crucial moments impact. So I think that fight around the dragon, the two back-to-back fights, the one where AL get their gold back in is all on Flandre playing so well in that 1v4 dive. And then again,
look at the
it's so good.
Spread. This is the closest I think I've ever seen. A literal 1 assist difference between these teams.
That's pretty nuts. The objectives, like, look at that gold graph.
That's the most LPL gold graph of all time.
I don't know what's happening in this season, but I'm serious when I say it doesn't feel like gold is real. I feel like the gold advantage is not there as much as it was. Sure, it is on Waybo to throw that game, but the fact that they are Chemtech Soul Point, like 6,000 gold in the lead, and that's not over is ridiculous. For a lot of this game looked so tough to play for AL. The dive was really good for Waybo. AL didn't really have enough damage. The Neferi was so useless through like 20 minutes of this game. And then there was a switch that got flicked. Flandre hit 3 items, and that was it. He did so much damage, and Neferi had scaled to a great point, and he was doing infinite work for his team.
All right, guys, time for me to show you why I picked this. Here's this fight. I mean, just take a look at Zika up here. He's just completely split off. He can't ever link up.
So they know, like, AL make 3 calls at once, which is insane how good this team is. Flandre goes in, Tarzan commits to the steal, and the rest of AL commit to Zika. 3 moving parts happen at the same time, and it works so well for them, and Waybo are not prepared for it. This is the time where Hope gets that 1,000 gold, and AL pull themselves back entirely in the gold. I really hope we get to see this last fight as well, where Flandre just goes in and basically 1v1 kills. I'm pretty sure it's Elk. We get this one as well where Hope does this step on the cleanse, which is really, really cute. But AL just team fight better at the end of the day. When all is done and the cards are dealt, AL is a much superior team at team fighting.
Flandre's creativity hasn't really been on display as much this year as it has in years past. And
look at this.
In this game, it ends up working out. The early game was ugly.
What?
Judge me not on my early game, but the way I dive the back line as Neferi top lane. As that is, Flandre just ate these guys alive. And that was the final fight. After that, you knew once Flandre got back there, blew him up, that it was like, yeah, I think AL's winning this one.
Yeah,
I can't believe this worked.
I agree. I would be laughing too. But it's like, what is happening in this game? It's Varus versus Neferi. I wasn't sure about the Neferi first in the LPL, and take a look at our standings here, Yanni. AL 7-2 +8 in their plus and minus score, and Waybo still haven't made it in.
Oh, they have not. So BLG and AL will have a big determining factor for the final day of the season. AL currently sitting at 16-8 in games. So again, as you saw in there, +2. So this does mean that the final day of the season will determine that first seed. That'll be a very, very exciting one there, Jbetto. Jbetto, I do not know who is going to get player of the game or player of the match or anything like that, but I do know that I'd like to take this time to thank our Elite Coffee supporters, Aaron Soup and Mung, because their pledged financial contributions help level up our broadcast and give back to the casting crew who's trying to give you an English LPL product every single day. We have more action going on tomorrow. So we've got NIP versus Thunder Talk for the first game of the day, covered by K-Man and Gordo. You know, Thunder Talk trying to get their first win, right? Hopefully they'll be able to push it across the finish line. But the nightcap, the second game, that's the one you want to watch out for. That's JDG versus Top Esports. It'll be covered by Bloxer and Dia. That's the big determining factor. If JDG wins, then Weibo Gaming, they can rest easy. They'll feel pretty good about themselves. Obviously, it's not. I don't know how cooked it would be. No, Top Esports would be 3-7. That would mean that Weibo Gaming is guaranteed in. So we'll see if Top Esports can pull it together versus JDG. Jbetto, any initial thoughts on that series?
I think I'd have to double check with this, but if Top Esports win, then Weibo would have to. If they lose their series against IG, I believe that. I don't know who's in there, but is there a tiebreaker game after that? That would be very close. But my thoughts are that these matches for Group Ascend are incredibly close. We've got this one match remaining for Group Ascend tomorrow, and then the last day is 2 back-to-back Ascend games, with the final day being AL BLG to try to determine who's first seed. I believe first seed is not guaranteed locked in yet. I could be wrong with that AL win. So that's an important series to look out for as well. We've got a lot of banger days coming up.